was something we were supposed to finish today, but I'm not remembering what it was. Oh, yeah, the bracelet. I don't think I had enough things to finish it, though. So I think we were waiting on Bethy. Well, we can start working on. I know there was a few things we still could do to it before we ran out of stuff. So maybe we'll go do that. Oops, come on, sit on your right, baby. No, that wasn't what we were supposed to do. How's everybody doing today? I noticed we had a few folks on. Come on. Okay, what do we got going on here? It's going to be naughty, I guess. So Heather's on. Mary, how's everybody doing today? Brandy. And our other Mary. So we got both Marys, Virginia Mary and Netherlands Mary. Got to see what I dropped on the floor here. I think it was my latest. Yeah, it is. My latest Softlex kit. Got to decide what we're going to do with that later. But we were working on the bracelet last week, and we don't have enough stuff. Well, we were turning it into, we were decided to turn it into a choker, I believe. But I'm gonna get that out, and we'll work on it until we can't work on it anymore, and then we'll go to something else. I know that we won't be able to finish it because Beth was going to send me a few things for it, so to finish it up. Hey, Linda. Hey, Gracia. So let's see. Oh, yeah, we had to finish this bottom row that we had taken out. Well, it was the top row, I guess, because we took it out so we could switch the big ball spacers into there so we could work on the other side of this. So hey, Dorothy, how are you this morning? And so we're gonna work on that till we can't work on it anymore because we're out of space or out of branches, unless we just decide to leave it as a bracelet, which actually will be about perfect if we do that, but we'll see what we're gonna do. Anyway, let's turn down and we will get back to working on it and get this other row finished that we had started and didn't finish, and then the ends of the other two, the green two that haven't been done. So let's turn down and we'll get started. Loosen. There we go. So there it is. And this is the row we're working on. We've got to put this back together. If you'll recall, we had to, we ran out of the smaller ball spacers. I had some larger ones, so we were going to use those to fill in some of the spots that we needed. Now my my companion bundle is supposed to be here today, and it has some smaller ball spacers in it. I did order some. I'm pretty sure I ordered some more of these with the box extras, so it would have them in it. But come on, go through the, there we go. It's hard to believe that tomorrow is the last day of March and we're in April already in just a week. You know, this week becomes April. It seems pretty hard to believe that we're already there. But we are. Hey, Anita. Hey, Georgina. That has a little bit of extra metal on it. I don't want that because I don't want to get scratched. Come on. Now we got to get some more beads out so we can finish this strand, and then we got to get the greens out so we can finish up this other, the two green strands running through here. Now these were all that we had divided, so we can take these and put them back in the tube. Now let's see, we need 2 hishis, 2 little two hishis, 2 of these little guys to finish, do the pink one. Then to do the green, we need, we're going to need 4 of these guys because we need 2 per strand. Then we need 4 of our green bicones. There's the 4 of those. Then we need 2 of the unikites. Oops. Any news on how Randy's doing? I spoke with her yesterday. She said things are still going fine. That's your companion bundle's coming today, Dorothy. So is mine. We'll see what it looks like when it gets here. Oh, I forgot we need 2 more of these as we do this upper strand here. Duh. So we're gonna do it right now. Let it be done. Mine's was supposed to come tomorrow, but then I got alert today that it was out for delivery. So we'll see what it looks like when it gets here. This one, Rose. And so I was sort of half hoping the mail would come before we started today, but it hasn't came, so to wait till it gets here. Now I still don't know if we have enough ball spacers for the greens. We'll find out here in just a second because we're going to start working on the greens here. We'll get the other ones all bunched up here so they don't come undone. The green is, let's see, a ball spacer underneath this spot. Then one of these guys. Oop. Drop babies. Ball spacer. Come on, get out of here. Green bicone. This guy. That's weird. This one looks longer than the other one. Nope, we'll find out. So now we have ball spacer. This guy. Ball spacer. This one. Ball spacer. Come here, you. No, you guys get back down there where you belong. one ball spacer. I think we're all good here.
Winnie, shush.
So we've got it done if we're going to make it into a bracelet. It's finished. But if we wanted it to go as a choker, we would need to add some stuff. Mainly chain to go around the back. So what we can do now is we can hold off until we get the other things that we need to finish to make it longer, or we can just put our ends on and call it good, and we'll see what we end up being if we do that. Is it going to make a pretty bracelet? Though, frankly, if we put these two in, it may be too long for what I would like, but we'll see. So, what do you think, guys? Shall we just put the ends on here and call it good? Okay, what happened? Oh no, you can't hear the farmer's market this week. You have doctor's appointment. That sucks. Oh gosh. No, I'm not going to finish it because the balls and the branches are packaged. Okay, we will wait. Now, when it goes into a choker, it's going to come around like this, and it will go on right at about length of your neck. Hi, Sid. And so we may end up having to take a few beads out of the upper two rows, and if we do, we do. That's fine. It actually sits on my neck pretty good as is. I'm going to turn it up, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll have to turn you back down again later, but right now I'll show you what I mean. So if I pull my t-shirt down some, I have the old folks' little waddle here, so you know how that goes. But you see how it now sits right here? Pretty good. So it would sit on, be a choker way up here like this. Won't it be heavy? I'm not gonna beat it all the way around. When the branches come, I'm gonna put 2 branches on either side here. And frankly, I'm not even sure I have enough line left over here to do the full beaded section. So we're gonna have to work on that, see if we can get it to work. I may end up having to cut some more line. And then, yeah, it will be quite pretty. As you can see, it sits really nicely there. I actually could, I'm not going to though. We're going to wait till we get our other branches in, and at the very least put a few beads on either side before we put the connections on, and then it will have chain around the back to finish it off. But if we're to go lower, as you can see, it's now starting to bag a little bit, but not too badly, but a little bit. So it would need to have something there, but we could take a few beads out to do that, but we're not going to. I think we're good. I think we're going to just leave as is, and we'll put it away again until till I get the items from Beth that she's sending me, and then we will finish this baby up as a choker. It could go nicely as a bracelet. Yes, see? But I don't really care for chokers either. It wouldn't stay with me. It would go into my it will go into my sell stuff. But it's all right. But because I'll put a chain on it, anybody could wear it no matter how long their neck is, because I'm going to put it long enough that you can tighten it or loosen it as you see fit. And like I say, I don't have a lot of extra line here, so we can't put a lot more beads and things on it. But so it will mainly be a chain up across the back. So it won't be any heavier, much heavier than it is right now. So now that we have finished what we can do on this one, we are going to work on something else. And we may just keep working with this kit. This is Fairy Tale Romance we've been working on here. Or we may just switch to something entirely different just because we can. I like just because we can, don't you? You love it laying just below the neck. Yeah. I don't have a scoop neck on. I have a regular t-shirt, so I can't show you how that would lay. Come here, baby. But it would lay, if it were to go right below the neck, something like this. But like I said, see the bag that shows up there if you don't have it right against your neck when I try to turn it some? So we'd have to take out a few beads. And when we get the other pieces and we get going, and if I decide that it lays right there, all right, and we want it to lay right there, we will do that. So. Okay, what did I miss up here? Oh, I see what you're saying. So you think I should put chain on each of the rows here and then bring it to a big jump ring and then go on with the chain in the back, and that would work. But like I say, if it's not a bracelet and it's not a choker, the kind that just sits right on your neck, if it goes a little lower, we are going to have to take out a few beads in the strand, because see how now it's bagging right here, wants to come forward. We don't want that. So we would have to remove a few beads from both the upper green strand and the top the top pink strand. So because if it's a bracelet, you want everything to be the same length, you know, that's how we made it. But if we're going to turn it into a necklace other than a choker, we do need to remove some beads in those top 2 rows so that it starts to form, and maybe even add them to the lower 2, so it starts to form a U, a really faint U, so that it can do that. So we're going to tuck that into here, and we will make that decision when those other items arrive from Bethy. Not this one, because this is what Heather wants. So now we got to decide what we want to make instead. And I think I did, yes. Let's turn back down, because we're obviously not going to sit and watch my face as we do all this stuff. And sorry about not turning it before the light went up there and got in everybody's eyeballs. There, do I have it tight? Yep. I did put with our rhodonite, I'm thinking I want to put this rhodonite piece onto here, but if I do that, do I want to just make a simple bail, or do I want to wire wrap this a little better? It's such a pretty stone. I want to do it justice. Don't know that I want to work on this right now, though, because I'm still debating if I want to just do a simple wire loop up at the top with maybe a few curly cues down, or if I want to actually wrap it entirely. I want to do something special with it, so I have to think on what I want to do. We do still have this other little pendant here. This little prayer box. And we also have the locket still that's in the other box that we haven't used. And this was actually Fairy Tale Romance, so we still have everything from Here Comes the Sun up there too. Let's see what we still have in Here Comes the Sun. Oh, come down here. So that's what's coming today, is our other Here Comes the Sun. You love the yellow with that stone? Yeah, that's why I put it there. I thought it looked really good, but I have to decide whether I want to, how I want to wrap it. Because I do want to wrap the stone to a degree. I also have put the pink one into this kit for, I took my pink aventurine stone and I added my second little sun here to the bottom of it, so that, you know, we could bail it and it would go on right here. Obviously, we're not using that teeny weeny bail. That wouldn't go over this, but this would be, this will be pretty on this. Unfortunately, none of these beads are large hole, so we can't really use those with it, though I do have other large hole beads I could put on my my string here, my cord. But what happened? Oh, your hands won't cooperate with the wire. What kind of wire are you using, Anita? You can use craft wire, but even though it's a medium temper, I find German style wire is easier to wrap with. Though if you're going to do here, I'm gonna take this down here and put these two up here on the bench. But actually, let's pull these, put them up there. I still have a whole bunch of these. 6 to be exact. Oh, come on, snap closed. I guess you did, and I didn't notice. Okay. Wire wrap. Okay. Now, if I'm wire wrapping a big stone, I do it with square wire and half round. If you're doing, I like German style for wrapping, yes. Anyway, if you're doing a wrap, depending on what you're doing, the easiest way is to, here's my spool of wire here. Oops, you guys don't belong down here. Get back up where you belong. Spool. I need my gold spool. Where did it go? All I'm seeing is silver. Darn it. I know I have my gold here somewhere. Time to clean my mess up again. I can't find my gold wire. Because we want to use gold because this is a gold set. So we want gold wire for it. So what did I do with my spool of gold wire? Too many Christmas trees. There's 3 spools of silver, but none of my gold is just not coming forward. I wonder if I used all my gold. I might have. Does anybody remember? Did I use all my gold the last time we had it out? Ooh, I just found a spool of 18 gauge square. Excellent. Always good. So that's not what I'm looking for. Silver. What are you? Another silver. Oh. Well, heck. may be using silver just because I can't find any gold, which is not kosher, but that's the way it goes some days, I guess. Okay, silver does not want to, the gold does not want to be found. I think I have some, but thank goodness your jump rings from Randy are coming today. Ooh, I chipped a nail. Oh well. Let's see. That's 22. I want 20. There's the 20. Okay. So I guess we're using silver because I can't find my gold. And I think I may have used it all. The more I think about it, the more I think I did. The open spool. I should have another spool, but I'm not sure where it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a hunk of wire. It doesn't matter how long you cut it. I'm not sure when you say wire wrap if you plan to do a full wire wrap or just a little wire wrap. But what you can do, if you just want a simple wire wrap, is just make your regular loop on one side. And I'm only going to wrap it like twice on this side, and that's because when we come back to this side, we're going to put a few more wraps on this side. So we'll make the 4 I normally make by bringing it back to do the others. So now I'm going to put my bead on here. And we're going to leave a little bit of space as we come up this way because we want to have room for those other wraps. So I'm just going to bring it up just a little more than I normally would and do my wrap here on this side to make my other loop. And we're going to do our normal 4 wraps here, or 3.5, however you want to do it. And we'll pull this out, come out. Then we're going to bring this wire up and around this stone so that it has a little wrap here. And if I had made this longer, we actually could go back to the other side. But now I did my other wraps right here to fill in the gap there that we left. So it's got a little wire across here. And like I said, if we'd given it a little bit more wire, which I didn't do obviously, we could have brought this piece back because it's just not quite long enough to go over and wrap one wrap so it has the metal on both sides. You also, instead of, I'm going to wreck this so I don't really care. I'm going to undo this. And instead of just coming straight up, you could bring it around so that it goes around both sides before it wraps. Up here. So that's a really simple style of wrap if you just want to decorate a little bit of wire. I just haven't put them back on. I took them off the other day and I haven't put them back on, is all, Dorothy. I just need to get a new set to put on. So anyway, that's a simple little wrap there, easily done. If you want just something simple, just to give it a little bit of decoration around your stone, that's something you can do just like that. Bring this over and cut this off. And tuck it in here some. So that's a really simple kind of decoration. Like I said, if you wanted to, you could wrap it more in a round wrap. You wanted to do this and add some curlicues like this. Well, see, now if I hadn't cut that off, we could have brought that piece down over here and curlicued it like on the other side or even just here. In fact, let's do another one. This one I'll probably cut apart because I don't know that I want to use it for anything. And like I said, it's not. See, now we've got that curl right there from the other one. That was the base one that just pulled off. Ding. I wanted gold. These match gold better than silver, but silver is what we have on hand, so we'll use it. I'm going to cut this piece a little bit longer than that other piece I did. Make the loop up at the top. Now it is longer, so it's giving me a little trouble. See, it wants to grab onto things and like the mat and hang on to stuff, but that's pretty common. So we'll just wrap this twice. And if you want, if you've left a long tail here, you can always leave that tail instead of trimming it down and use it for a curlicue like I do with some of my other things I do, but I'm not going to. So you want to put your bead on. And I didn't tuck that, and I can tell. We're going to leave a little space when we come over here. Just go up a little further than you normally would to make your bend. Bend this the right way so that it matches my other side. Well, if it doesn't, we know what to do, right? Now we're going to put this on here. Bring it up and around. We're going to do our normal wraps that we would do here. 1, 2, 3, and now we got to start playing with our wire direction, and we're going to come around and we're going to go all the way around like this. And we're going to do a wrap here, and we're going to just come back. Now see, I went and that's not good. I don't like the way that looks. Well, I can fix it. Your fingers are your best tool when you're working with wire, in my opinion. You can push things around. See, I'm pushy. And then we come down here again. Now see, I've left plenty of wire now that I can come down and do another loop around here. Now we've got wire on both sides. But we can take it then and come back over here. Give me my round nose pliers. I'm going to make a little loop here. Now I've been taught, I don't pay attention to it all the time, but if you cut off this very end when you first start looping it, it tends to square up a little bit when you first start. So if you cut that little end off, then when you go back in and start wrapping again, it stays rounder. Now, I'm not sure if I really trust that, but it does seem to work sometimes. So now I'm going to make my spiral. Now this spiral, because I don't want it to be sticking up, what I'm going to do with it is, this gets a little tricky unless you left enough wire, is I'm going to try and lift this bottom one up some. Come on, lift up some. So that I can push my spiral under the wrap. Come on, go under. You're almost there. Go. Go. There we go. I'm going to push it underneath it and push it to the other side. Unless it decides to be highly uncooperative, which sometimes they are. It is under, but it's not. I wanted it to go all the way under so that this wire, the top wire, is pushing down and holding the spiral sort of in place. It is now, but it's not. I wanted the spiral under a little more, which, come on, baby, keep going. You're almost there. Oop. There we go. Now bring this back over here. So now this upper wire that's going all the way around is now holding the spiral from pulling up. So we have wire on both sides with the spiral there. You're out of silver? Oh. Hey, Dawn. So anyway, there is, I don't know if that's sort of what you were thinking, Anita, if that helped at all. But hey, Dawn. So there we go, though I do have my two ends on opposite directions. So I would take that second and give it a little bend so they're going the same direction. They're easier to hook up together that way. So anyway, as you can see, I didn't measure that. I know it was at least 6 inches, though. I will tell you that. So we got a little curlicue underneath. Like I said, I fought with the wire and the top wire and put the little curlicue underneath this because that keeps the curlicue from snagging on anything and then pulling up, which of course it can because it's the wire. You just bent it. But it can't now because, see, I can barely get my fingernail underneath the edge of it now. So that is holding it down in place. So you have your decoration and it's stuck. Oh, you accidentally deleted 2 messages from Cindy. Well, hello, Cindy. So there is how to do that. I don't know if, I hope that helped, Anita. Oh, it's my foot thing. I'm like, what is under my foot? It's my roller for my owie foot. But so anyway, I hope that helped with how to do the wrap. But there you go, Cindy. Anita, Cindy. And that's really cool. I wish it was, I had found my gold though, because I think this would much better on this bead in gold because of the coloration of the bead. And I might have even considered doing something with it if I had found the gold ones, but I'm just going to put these back in their home and put the silver wire away and look for a new spool of gold after the show, because I have another drawer where I keep wire that's not here beside me, and I might find some more. I'm debating what I want to make next. I was having fun making the sun catcher for the members live. I don't know how many of you are members, so got to see the sun catcher we made the other day on members live. Well, actually we used 2 days to make it, but I think it turned out pretty good. The little, I can pull it down and show folks. Well, if I can get it down without it arguing with me here. It's whoa. Uh-oh, I just had something fall off. I'm gonna have to fix that. I wonder why it, oh, I know why it fell off. Okay. Hopefully I didn't break it, because it was the big huge crystal that was on the end of my elephant here just fell. And I think I know why. So I'm gonna have to fix that. So we have our sun catcher here. And I have to find my missing crystal that just fell off. Oh, I see it. Come on, you. Come back over here to see me. Why did you fall off? I must not have had it all the way around on its wrap here. Let's make sure I get it on the right way. This way. Okay. So this big crystal goes on the bottom. So this is what we made in the members live the last 2 weeks. Is this really pretty sun catcher? Da-da. My Levant. And this piece is mobile, so it moves around. So we'll put it back up where it belongs, so she doesn't have anything more fall off of her. Ugh. That's a good question, Beth. Let's see. So we're going to put these babies back in their case. Oh, come back here, you. Oh, I see what those are. Okay, not what I want. Yes, I get that from Allegory Gallery. They call it side seam silk there, though it is berry silk. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump. I don't know if these will go on here or not. This is recycled glass. I don't use it very often because it's one of those dirty beads, but they don't want to go on anyway. What I'm thinking I want to use is actually, not sure those colors work for me. Let's see, where are they? Come on, where are you guys? You two stop carrying on. Where are you? There's somebody on Etsy, that sells the sari silk, or the I buy my sari silk from Etsy from Crimson Heart Studios. This is not sari silk. This is fairy silk or side seam silk, depending on how you want to call it. And the difference is that, come on, this is is seamed up the side so it doesn't fray like sari silk does. What is Renee on? Oh, hey Renee, welcome on. We've heard you've been in the hospital. I hope you're doing better. Surgery in 2 weeks. Sorry to hear that. Oh, both Dawns are on. Cool. Now see, this pearl is tearing up the the ribbon a little bit, but I want it on here. So it's gonna go to halfway down. Let's see here. Nope, we still need to go down a little ways more. Little teeny bit of fray at the top. Usually they over seam it, but this one doesn't appear to be. Come in, you. Okay, which side's longer? Because one of them is. It has to go like this. Okay, this one has to go this way just a little bit. Same with you. A little bit more. I seem to have gone the wrong way with that one. No, it's all right. It'll be fine. Okay, Would you pull down where you belong, silly? Just a little simple necklace. Gonna hook our Here Comes the Sun piece onto here, and just be a simple little pearl necklace. I'm debating if I want to try and get my big pink cubes down there or not. This is African trade beads, recycled glass. Hey, Cynthia. Look on Allegory Gallery. That's where I got mine. And they call it a side seam silk. So look up side seam silk on Allegory Gallery. Now, normally I'd have a spacer in there, but I didn't put one in there, so I'm not going to worry about it now at this late time. But I think I am going to put a couple more pearls on. That's sometimes true, Heather, but sometimes you have the problem is that when you put the wire through the end of the silk, because this is a really delicate silk, it can tear. And so I try not to do that if I can help it. Come on, a little bit more.
Oh, God darn, it's snowing.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Hubby says it's snowing. He's not, doesn't sound very happy about that. There we go.
Oh, Santa Claus.
So,
It really is. Oh.
There we are. And because the pearls are so tight, I don't have to worry about ending with a block bead or anything like that. They're not going to wiggle around too much on you. So there's the. Now I want this to sit in here relatively straight, so I may need to spread them out just a little bit more because it wants to bulk a little bit. Put this baby on here. And then we're gonna, now where'd they go? Oh, I see them. There you are. What you? Come here. These little silicone nuts can be a bit of a bother sometimes, but they are great for closing things off. I want to grab hold of it if I can with my pliers. Did I get it? Oops, I thought I did, but it didn't want to come through. Good idea. Come here, you. Spread just a little bit so we can get hold of our silk here. Ah, bugger. Open. Now this is my biggest one. Behave. Of course, I could do a slider, but I would rather push you through here. Come on. One done. Now here comes the most tricky part, getting the second one on. I love these sliding nuts, but they're really hard to get on. And this is my biggest one, so it's not like I can go to a bigger size. I could just use a large hole bead, which I have done before, but I don't want to. Come here, you. Go on there. Ouch. Come on, don't you have any scrap around here? Oh, come on. It might be tight enough. We'll see. Come on. Give me room to work. Got you. Braid you a bit, but got, ooh, the nuts coming out. Or the silicone piece. We may have too much stuff in here. It doesn't want to. It's wrecking my piece. Actually, I think it might be the wire that pulled the nut out. We'll see if we can get it back in there. Nope, it's pulling it entirely out. Well, Hector. Pull it back in. Well, I may have to switch this to get this back off here and switch it to a large hole bead because it's pulling my my silicone piece out of the fairy silk's pulling the silicone piece out of the holder. See, it just pulled it out entirely. So we don't want that. So I'm going to, it's got fairy silk inside it. Get my little nut back out. Get back in there where you belong. Hopefully, so we don't wreck this one entirely. And we'll get a large hole bead out to do our sliders. Or I'll just do a knot, one or the other. Or just leave it so it can be tied to the length you want it, which also works good. Back in there where you belong, baby. So sad that that worked like that, but that's the way it goes some days. Okay, she's back in place. Poor baby. Doesn't like that. Well, we'll do it the knotted way. And to do that, just take your 2 strands and tie a knot over on this side, like so. Then bring your other side, go over the top of this one, and tie a knot right here. And now these two will slide together or apart. Which is easier when you have to do it singly, one at a time, because it doesn't want to slide like a regular slider. But there we go. We got the top done like that. And now we'll get a there's 2 right here. We'll just use one of these. Though these are the bigger ones. Oh, there's a smaller one. Put this baby onto our bale. So there it is. Unfortunately, we couldn't use a slider bead because it didn't want to work. But we have done it the tie way. And like I say, you can just pull these and then even them out. And you can make it as long or as short as you want that way. So there's our little necklace there. Thank you. Hey, Jan. Well, you know, it's almost April. And here in Montana, April, we've had some of our worst snowstorms in April. But so we have our finished little necklace. This is our Here Comes the Sun pendants down here on the bottom. The rest of the stuff is stuff from my stash. Like I say, this is fairy silk or what they call side seam silk. You can get it. I got mine at Allegory Gallery. If you wanted to use sari silk instead of fairy silk for something like this, you can. It works just fine. It's just that it will fray on the sides because it's not seamed, whereas this has the seam to keep it from fraying so much. It's pretty simple little pattern, but I think it turned out really pretty. So, so you're about to have your anniversary of your first date? That's cool, Anita. I bet that's nice. So we made this today, pretty simple, like I say, and we worked on our bracelet choker, but we can't finish that till we get to some more things we're expecting. Beth is sending us some more branches so we can make it a little bit more, a little longer. So twist some of the twists out of here to make it a little bit more flat. Of course, they're just going to the other side, some of the twists when you pull them out, but that's the way it goes some days. So anyway, simple knot closure. But now, if you wanted to, you could just like double the silk up and do a wire wrap and put a bail on here if you wanted to do that, or a regular clasp. But I think it's fine this way. It's a pull over your head easily one. So and I chipped a nail. I'm gonna have to go cut it. So sad, but that's the way it goes some days. So anyway, I am going to go look for some gold wires, and I seem to not have any right here by me, which is just upsetting. And I will see you guys all later. Here, let's turn up for a moment here. I always said I was going to show you how to make this one style of bracelet that you use this too, but I haven't ever done it. That's this. This also uses fairy silk or sari silk around the band here. This is a adjustable bracelet. It goes like this. This one uses this bracelet mandrel from Beadalon. Well, it says artistic wire, same thing. In case you want to get one of those, I can show you how to use one of those one of these days if I stop being lazy about it. Heather's going to be on in a half an hour, so I'm going to let you go. We're going to let everybody get a drink of water or whatever, and then you can go potty. See, that sits and just pulls right over your head. And you can then adjust the knots to whatever length you want it so that it sits where you want it to be at. It's down here a little lower than I like it. I would probably want it up here some, but that's all right. Simple large hole beads, some fairy silk, a bail, and that's a large hole bail too, by the way, to go on easier. And I'm getting it caught in my earrings, ready to go. And it's pretty simple, but it's a pretty little bracelet, necklace. Anyway, like I say, Heather's going to be on in half an hour. I'm going to go so we can all get a drink, go potty, do whatever you need to do before we have another bit of time watching somebody else. And we'll see you all later. Bye, everyone. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden.